You know, you want to make your introduction like really good for like the first time that you were to ever exist in the universe. So I gotta make sure that my introduction's really good. It's already recording. This is my introduction. Oh no! Hi, I'm somebody who makes music for fun. I put all those into quotes because I thought it'd be funny. I'm here to talk about today about my music and why I make the music and other reasons and also numbers. But making music, at least to me, for somebody who is not doing it professionally, isn't particularly like super difficult. If you know an instrument, you can usually start off of that, and you can honestly just start from just noodling, just like trying things out. Obviously, if it's going to be in a professional thing, you shouldn't do that. But a lot of my songs were completely improvised with not really much of a plan outside of maybe a basic theme of like space or mystery. Obviously, you should have more of a structure if you're going into more of a professional thing, but like for fun, just do whatever. Honestly, you don't even need to noodle. Like whatever method works for you, just do that. Anyways, let's now talk about each of the albums that I made. With Conflict and Devastation, when naming each track for that album, the name that came to mind always had something to do with some sort of fight or something bad happening, which thus made me just say, it's gonna be called Conflicts and Devastation, and each of the songs are about something bad happening. Even if that wasn't the goal of the album to begin with. It was just a collection of songs that I made over the course of 2 years-ish. The second was even more of just a collection of songs because it was just, I don't have a theme for this. I'm just going to open up Ableton and we're just going to make some music, and then I would just make something and it's like, okay, that's cool. There's another song for the second. Now, all of these songs did get created after Conflict and Devastations was released, so all of these were new songs. But there was no central theme to this one. It was literally just, hey, this sounds cool. Let's put it on the album. And that's the thing, you don't really need to have a theme for everything. You can just sort of make something and there you go, especially, again, if you're doing it for fun. When making the second, there were 3 songs that I was making that I could not figure out how to keep going with. So I decided that I wanted to at least upload those in case I never came back to them, so at least people could hear those versions, even if they were only like 30 seconds long. And then also, I was playing on the Tempo of Evolution and was like, wow, this sounds really good. So I decided to make an album that just had versions of songs that I thought were cool and also unused songs. In addition, the album art was the first version of the second's art, and then I decided to rework it because I thought it just was way too messy, which I do agree with that decision. Case closed, however, I made Recounting the Murder, which is like the second to last song, first, and then I went, that sounds really cool. Let's make an entire album based off of just a mystery theme. And at the time, I was also playing The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, so I was also thinking about how like this album would work as tracks in a Phoenix Wright game. So that was also kind of an inspiration, but kind of very loose. I didn't really listen to any of the tracks from any of the Phoenix Wright games for inspiration. It was just kind of, would this track make sense when talking to somebody or whatever? Yeah, probably. And yeah, that's kind of just how it went. With Cosmic Rays, that was just, I made Exploring the Second Edge of Space first, and I was like, that's cool, let's make some other songs, and then maybe I could use this as a game soundtrack for when I want to learn Godot. And I proceeded to not learn Godot for the next 2 years until I finally actually did it. Wow. Pretty cool. It's not a great game. The most recent album is Lava Lanes, which is similar to Conflict and Devastation, and the second especially doesn't really have a theme. It was just that I wanted to make another album full of songs, and so I just made a bunch of songs until I felt like it was enough to release an album for. In addition, some of the songs were songs that I made during Case Closed, but they just didn't fit the theme of Case Closed, so I put them into Lava Lamps. But for the most part, most of them were entirely new for this album. So now I want to talk about where I uploaded all my music and how well they did on each of those platforms. So I uploaded them to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Bandcamp, and Newgrounds. For some reason, I wanted a sixth platform, so I tried DeviantArt, and that doesn't allow for music. I tried Twitter, that doesn't allow for music, and also apparently the video player sucks. So, what could we possibly do? Damn it. Hit him with the Toxygen lore. This isn't just a funny profile picture. Oopsies. So, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Bandcamp, Newgrounds, and Furfinity. Yay! Let's now talk about how these did, and then we can talk shit about the platforms. There's not really much of a reason to describe what is on screen because most likely you can see it. And you can pause the video if you want to look at all of the numbers and whatnot if you're interested in it. I don't have all the views charted out, but for a lot of these platforms you can kind of just find them yourselves. These are just kind of just the things that are interesting to me that I wanted to chart out. I mean, you can see YouTube being solid and Newgrounds being solid and TikTok being and Instagram being better but still not great, and Bandcamp being weird. And then every time Furfinity, for whatever reason, having a lot of views, but you know, still understandable numbers. And then you get to Lava Lamps. What happened? I have no clue why every single video on Furfinity is massive. On Lava Lamps, it is crazy. I have no clue what happened. The only thing I can assume is that I favorited a post on the same day that I posted it. So maybe the algorithm like promoted my stuff more, but I'm not really sure if Furfinity has an algorithm. I don't really know how the site works. Now I want to tell my stories and thoughts and anecdotes about each of the platforms that I uploaded my music onto. And I want to first start with Newgrounds, and I tried to upload a song to it. So when I was uploading all the songs to Lava Lamps, I uploaded one of them and then received this. Audio copyright infringement. I apparently infringed on a drum track that I didn't know existed. And so I couldn't upload more music to Newgrounds until this was resolved. Which is cool. So the thing is with the song is that I use Logic Pro's like automated drummer function. So even if it did copy, it's not my fault that it copied it because I had no involvement in the creation of the drums. So ordinarily, I could just plead this and probably be okay. Unfortunately, this was Infringement Mansion, the song in which I very clearly just stole the bass line to from Old Mansion from Ultimate Chicken Horse, which is why I tell everybody that I basically did that, and also the name is what it is, because I am not proud of it. I want the song there just so that people can listen to it, but I'm not proud of the fact that I stole it. Because of this, I had to basically plead to Newgrounds. I didn't copy the drum track. I copied something else. Please let me upload again. So that was cool. That was a really cool thing to do. I actually got it back. I actually am able to upload the songs again, which is really cool. I was just very scared at that time because I was like, well, I might just get banned off of Newgrounds because of a drum track and because it was just like, there's no way they're gonna let me through because I stole something and was basically just telling them I stole it, but I got unbanned, so cool. I can now upload it to Newgrounds again. Now, Bandcamp stats. So, what's really cool about it is that you can see the stats of each week and each month, which is cool, except for me trying to make this data table that I made, because I wanted the data of each individual song. You cannot get the individual data for each individual song, meaning that I had to go through every single week and then chart down on like paper the views of every single song and then add them all up, which shouldn't be a thing because Bandcamp has all the information. They just choose to give it only by days and never by views, which is really cool and not frustrating in the slightest. Also, they don't allow for .mp3 files, which I can sort of understand because they're a lower quality sound and Bandcamp is used by a lot of like audiophile people who care about that. But at least let me upload them. Like, give me a notification that says, hey, you're a dumb fuck, don't, like, this is stupid, but you can. Because of this, I can't upload Cosmic Rays. Because half of them are MP3 files. And so, if I convert them, then they won't be true .wav files, and then they will still be like low quality, so that'd be a ripoff. So I can't upload Cosmic Rays onto Bandcamp, because they won't allow for .mp3 files, for no reason outside of, we hate .mp3 files. I wish they would let me do that, even if they give me a disclaimer, saying to everybody that it's a .mp3 file. I'm cool with that, just let me do it, please. Instagram has a really cool thing with stats, because you can't actually do it on a personal account. You need to set your account to like a personal business account thing in order to view the stats of your videos, which is stupid. They already have the stats of the videos, so why can I not view them until I do a specific setting? It doesn't make any sense. It's really dumb. Also, it pauses your video every time that you do it, which is kind of annoying because I just want to listen to the music while I'm looking at the stats. It'd be nice. Also, Instagram doesn't show the video is paused and it starts muted. And so because of this, it can be super confusing, especially with a video like mine where there's not much going on. So it can just be like, oh, is the video paused? Is it muted? Is it something with my audio? Is it my headphones? Like, what's going on? It's not super well at giving you that information. Also, no volume slider or video timeline. Why not? Why you're getting beaten by TikTok? How does it feel to be beaten by TikTok? Speaking of TikTok, they just mute my videos for no reason. They mute them and then say that they are like too long or something, despite the fact that they're not, and you would think that the 10-minute restriction would catch that, and also they're not 10 minutes long, so no, they are not. And then they want me to download their shitty app in order to then just look for more details, which doesn't actually say that there's a way to resolve the problem, just that there's more details on the app. No, I am not going to be downloading your app, so those videos will always be muted. Oops. In addition, TikTok also just has lower quality audio. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, not really an actual problem, but just kind of like a why is this even here? For Affinity, allows you to upload .wav files, but has a 10 megabyte limit. When in your life has a .wav file been smaller than 10 megabytes? Answer, never. The only time it probably would be is like a 30-second long file, which, if that's the case, is it really that big of a deal if the audio quality is lower for 30 seconds? When I came to YouTube, I did not have any problems with uploading my videos and how they did. I do have issues with the platform itself, like with the removal of dislikes, for example, but when it came to my videos, I did not have an issue with YouTube. So lastly, based off of my experience and my data, I want to talk about what would be the best places to upload your music to. So Instagram and Bandcamp kind of just suck. They don't get many views, and so you don't get many listens or anything. Bandcamp's decent because you can get money, and some people might want to support you, but you can, you're not really going to get much out of uploading it to Bandcamp or to Instagram, not really. At least with my videos. Maybe if you have an actual music video, more people will be willing to do Instagram, but at least for me, it's been like very low numbers. TikTok is super hit or miss. I've been getting like 30-40 views on some videos and literally zero. So it's just kind of an all or nothing, and even then all is, 40 views isn't bad. Like that's 40 people that listen to your stuff. That's not terrible. But like, it's really hit or miss, and most of the time it's kind of just more of a mess. I was very surprised by Newgrounds. Because I was looking at Newgrounds, and Newgrounds had super low numbers, but it was actually getting close to YouTube's numbers in some of the graphs, and even surpassing it in some of the graphs. And it's because of the fact that, like, Newgrounds is very solid. You will get just a consistent-ish amount of views. Meanwhile, with stuff like YouTube, you're gonna get consistent-ish views, and then you're gonna get some bigger spikes, which I'll talk about in a second. But because of that, Newgrounds is just fairly consistent. It's just fairly good. It's not anything, in my opinion, fantastic, and it's become a very relatively niche website that kind of just represents an older style of the internet. But I think that it is a good place to put your music on, but it will not blow up like it will on other sites. YouTube is very solid. You will get a decent, consistent amount of views on most of your videos, at least to me, and then you'll get some videos that will get a lot more views and will do really well. Also, YouTube has been, I feel like, been doing better at trying to promote smaller channels. Like, I've noticed that, like, the third video has always been, like, a channel that is, like, someone I haven't heard of and has very low view account. Now, mostly, almost all the time, it's a channel I do not care about, but at least YouTube is trying, and because of that, you have some likelihood of being recommended and getting more views, and that's good. That's nice. And then we have Furfinity. Oh my god. I have no clue why there were so many views. I didn't know that there were a lot of people that used Furfinity for their music viewing. But I guess there are. So in conclusion, exploit the furries for profit.